This little box right here is my dream come true for long road trips. This little box allows me to watch movies, TV shows, sports, and whatever else I want to watch on my vehicle's radio screen. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to DIY Reed. My name is Reed, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing down below. On this channel, I cover a range of topics including tech reviews, home automation, and how-to videos for both home and automotive. In this video, we're going to be taking a deep dive in the ZHNN or ZHNN wireless AI box equipped with both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Picture this, your vehicle's display screen transforms into a cinematic experience, minus the popcorn and reclining seats. Wait, most vehicles have reclining seats. You get the point though, right? By the end of this video, you'll be in the know about this device price, what's in the box, the specs of this, and the features, as well as we're going to take a little sneak peek at the user interface and my final thoughts on this. Let's kick things off by talking about how much this thing costs. This nifty gadget comes in at $140, and right now there is a sweet $20 discount on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check it out and current pricing. Maybe there's going to add more discount. Maybe there's no discount. Who knows? Go ahead and check down below if you're interested. Inside the box, you'll find the device itself. It's compact and can fit snugly into your center console or into any storage bin. There's a micro SD card slot for expanding your storage options and a handy USB-C port on the back. They've got you covered with a USB-C to USB-A cable, as well as a USB-C to USB-C. The reason why they provide both is because, well, my vehicle, or at least one of my vehicles, uses USB-A to connect to, and my other vehicle uses USB-C. At least has those two options. So at least they cover you on both ends. You as well get a user guide. Now we're all familiar with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. A few years back, they introduced wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Not every vehicle has that. Most new vehicles do have that, but most of the vehicles out there right now just have either CarPlay or Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, or they don't have it at all. If you have wired CarPlay and Android Auto, this box will automatically take that and change it to wireless. So that way you don't have to connect your phone to your actual car, use the cable and all that. You just turn on your car and you automatically connect to it. This box also brings something else to this mix, which is awesome. And that's the main point of this video, is it also brings Android 11 to your head unit. Now, why is that important, or why is that a big deal here? Well, it means you can run Android apps right on your car's head unit without relying on your phone. I have an Apple phone, so just because I have an Apple phone, it will also play Android, or at least you can do Netflix and all that on your head unit. You can download apps and use them. You can also use the micro SD card to store videos and music, so that way you can play those offline. But straight out of the box, you'll find that they already have handy apps like the Netflix, YouTube, and Disney Plus that were already pre-installed. I said the Netflix. Should probably drop the, just like Facebook did. But it had all those already installed and ready to go. Of course, I couldn't resist customizing it a bit, right? I added VLC player because it has excellent compatibility that can play various formats on video. I added Plex to stream movies and TV shows for my home server. And then also I used Dofu Sports. Now, if you have never used Dofu Sports, I said Dofus, but Dofu Sports, it allows you to stream pretty much any sport you want live for free. And it's a really neat app and it's really cool. You might want to check it out if you're not doing that right now. Now, I hit a snag when I was trying to download the apps. I had a little trouble, so I'm going to go ahead and let you know on a secret here. It was giving me an error when I was downloading the app. It would download the app, and then it would try to install it, and it gave me an error. And then the error message wasn't very intuitive. What I come to find out, when I went into settings, I had to enable installing third-party apps. Once I did that, I was able to download VLC player, Plex, Dofu Sports, you name it. I was able to download those and install them. This thing is 16 gigabytes of internal memory. They do have others like 32 and 64 and maybe 125 or 28, but I'll link those down below too as well. But I got the 16 gigabyte model, and this has 2 gigs of RAM. It has a quad core processor for all the processing power, but internally I can only download 16 gigabytes of apps. Not a huge deal. I downloaded all the apps I needed. Most apps were like up to like 16 megabytes, so that wasn't a big, huge deal for me. I also want to mention that the SD card slot on here will store up to 256 gigabytes of extra storage. So you can get an SD card. I don't think I have one right here. You can get one of these little micro SD cards right here of up to 256 gigabytes. And then you can store videos that you have on your home server or music and all that and put them on here. That way you can play them externally, or not externally, but you can play them offline and you won't need internet. Now, if you're wanting to use Netflix and YouTube, Disney Plus and all that, Plex, you will need to connect this device to a wireless network or an internet service device. So you can either use your hotspot on your phone to connect to it, or like I do, I have a hotspot and I carry it around with me and I connect it to the hotspot. So that way I can watch Netflix, DoFu Sports, Disney Plus, whatever I want to do on this, it will connect to my hotspot and it'll stream all that from the internet. A quick heads up I really wanted to make here is I want to make sure you guys understand that this device is only compatible with vehicles that have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto capabilities already on the vehicle. What I mean by that is the head unit has to have that capability. So like my truck didn't have those capabilities, but I bought an aftermarket stereo or aftermarket head unit that had those capabilities. So now my truck can actually utilize this. Now my wife's vehicle already had Apple CarPlay ready to go. So all I had to do is plug this in. So I want to make sure that you understand you can't just plug this into a vehicle that has a screen and doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto capabilities. It would not work that way. So let's go ahead and I want to go ahead and put this in on the vehicle, show you kind of what's going on with it, kind of show you different things about it, show you it working in use, and we're going to check it all out for you. So here's the menu for the Android AI box. So you can do Bluetooth phone, AutoKit, gallery, car. So that brings you back to the car menu, Bluetooth, music, settings, Play Store, YouTube, got files, music, you name it, Disney Plus, TikTok, Netflix. We want that. But now you can see all the apps we have here. Right now we can do YouTube, we can do the Play Store to download apps, we got Netflix. And this allows us to connect to, well, it's going to connect to my home network, but I would have my Wi-Fi connected to my hotspot. So this allows us to go through. I was kind of testing this out earlier. So we go to movies, can load stuff up. And there's a movie right there. There's a bunch of other movies. And I can see a little bit of a screen movement on my monitor on my computer, or not computer, but my camera, but it's not doing that in live view here. So, but if you picked a movie, you could pick, let's go Fast and the Furious. The very first one. All right. Turn the volume down so I don't get this removed or demonetized. So now it's going to load it. And it's going to play. And I can touch the screen. And there you go. So now it's playing. Now notice how right here, there's a little button that allows you to go home if you want to. That way I can move on to something else like Plex or VLC player. Here's VLC player. Oops, I didn't tap on that. This is going to load my videos. So right now I just put an episode of 1883 on there. Go ahead and play that if I want to. That allows me to play my local storage on my SD card or that I put in there. But as you can see, the movement of this, not too bad. It does lag it behind a little bit, but it's not too bad. A little rocket here allows you to clear. I have 7 processes going on. You got the date and time down below. Play Store brings you back to the car. And you're ready to go. So here are my final thoughts on this little AI box. This is my first AI box that I've actually received or purchased, and I'm very impressed about this. I've seen these online. I've seen like different brands and all that type of stuff. I've seen people on Facebook groups and all that talking about how cool these are and how they're able to watch videos as they're driving. My biggest thing is driving to a tailgate. I have to drive about an hour and a half to go to my favorite college sports teams, and it takes about an hour and a half to get there. And driving to the tailgate, my buddy and I, we end up watching game day on our phone, like a small screen on the center console. Now we can hook it up to the monitor or the screen on the car and watch it and have the audio playing through the vehicle. It's a game changer. Is that legal? Probably not. But we're not talking about legality here. I'll leave that up to you whether you want to do that or not. Another cool thing is I like the ability to download apps to it. You're able to pretty much download any app that you want. You can watch YouTube. You can do had TikTok. Actually, I forgot to mention that I had TikTok. Who doesn't want to watch TikTok on the road, right? Just what we need. More things going on while we're trying to drive. But you can do TikTok. You can do Dofu Sports, watch live sports. You can do Disney Plus. You can do Netflix, you name it. You can also store everything on an SD card. So that's really nice because I have a big storage home server, Plex server, that I have all my movies stored on a device. And I can take those and put them on an SD card, and I don't even need internet service. So if I go traveling and I end up not having an internet service, it doesn't matter because I have it on an SD card and I can play without internet. Now, there were a few things that I was trying to play around with and make sure. I have heard some rumors on certain devices that the audio lags behind the actual video, and that's really annoying. And I gotta be honest, if that were to happen on this, I wouldn't be a fan of it, and I definitely want to let you know. So I figured to let you know that I didn't notice any problems with any lagging or behind on audio, which is really nice. That may have to do with the speed of your internet that you have to this. So keep that in mind when you're purchasing this. I didn't have those issues on my devices, or at least both my vehicles that I used it on or tested it on didn't have those issues. And I have heard of other people having issues with other devices. I don't know about this one, but that was one thing I wanted to keep in mind when I was testing this out. Another thing too is scrolling through the touchscreen on the menus and all that. It does kind of slow behind. It's like a little bit lag behind on that. Sometimes you touch on something and it takes a few seconds to open up or load and all that. Not quite like touch and go on this, but I will say that there was a little bit of lag behind. Not a huge deal because most of the time you're watching anyways. You're not scrolling through the menus. But I thought I would mention that. I did show that previously in this video of how it looks. So you decide on that. If this video helped you out in any way, please leave me a like and feel free to ask any questions in the comment section below. Like I said, I'll link this in the description below, so that way you can check it out. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing for more tech reviews, home automation, and home and automotive how-to videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.